Wait for it.
Nous allons à Disneyland Paris.
You know what that said? We're going to Disneyland Paris!
Oh my God!
Oh, oui, oui. Welcome back to Things I Love. We're here at show number 15, and yes, you heard that correct. We are headed to Disneyland Paris. But not tomorrow. We've got about 6 months before we're going. But that's what this show's about today, is all about prepping for a Disney vacation, and we wanted to bring you in on that. If you are new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. We've got positive videos coming at you every single week. And then give us a big thumbs up if you like this video, and hit that bell to be notified of these positive videos every single week. All right, let's get right into it. We are going to be doing kind of a top 10 list today. I love top 10 lists, but you know, if you've listened to any of our other top 10 lists, I kind of tend to go over a little bit. 11, 12, we'll see. But that's what we're talking about today, is top 10 ways to enjoy your Disney vacation before you even get there. And so, first of all, let me just jump right into this. We love to research. It's part of the fun of a vacation. Because when you go on vacation, you go for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I think the most we've ever done was a month, and that was the only time we've ever done that. That was amazing. But again, it comes and it goes. And so the fun of a vacation is planning for it. We're organized planning people, and even if you're not, we're going to give you some tips today just to begin to enjoy your vacation before you even go. So first things first is research. There's lots of different ways to do that. You're doing that right now by watching this YouTube video. And so there's lots of other folks on YouTube that do some great videos. I love the Disney food blog. We started watching that before we went last time. What did you like about the Disney food blog?
Well, I like that she talks about all the different parks and all the different foods that you can eat. And she tastes lots of different things, and then I like the way it's organized. The videos are very helpful, and they focus on like different parts of the park, different kinds of food, and different price ranges, and I thought it was really helpful.
Yeah, and she is focused on the parks here in the United States. But even today I began to listen to some podcasts specifically about Disneyland Paris, so there are some things out there for all of the other Disney parks. But then there's Theme Park Brothers. I love Theme Park Brothers. They've got great videos of kind of touring the resorts and the parks, very specific to Walt Disney World. They do get outside that a little bit, but WDW is their main bread and butter there. And then Big Fat Panda. I'm a big fan of Big Fat Panda. Check them out. I'm going to put notes in our show notes, links for all of these, so you can go there. And then the Tim Tracker. Love the Tim Tracker. I know Lisa loves them as well.
Yeah, I love that they're just real people, and there's no, it's basic. For people who are not into the production but are into real life, and just watching them enjoy or not enjoy things, and they're very honest about what they enjoy and don't. And they're just real people, which is really enjoyable.
They had a real big announcement last week, so make sure you go check out that video at the Tim Tracker. But then, you know, you've got websites, you've got blogs. The Disney Food Blog is one of those. Theme Park Brothers does a blog as well. Then you've got podcasts. I'm a big podcast guy. I love to listen to podcasts on the way to work. I've got a show that you can check out right here that we did on my favorite top 3 podcasts for Walt Disney World. So check that out. And I know that you really like
Pinterest.
Yeah. I can't say that. I can't. I'm a guy, and I think I'd lose my man card if I said I liked Pinterest. But I will say I've looked over her shoulder a few times, and there's some good stuff.
Yeah, actually, I have a board that's called Disneyland Paris, and I've started to research already, looking at things to do. There's so much out there that people have blogged about, or they've just pictures of their vacation, or even recipes that you can try if you did like something at a Disney park.
Can we share your Pinterest page? So
that'd be great.
Cool. So
it's just my name. It's Lisa Eddington.
Okay. Well, we'll share that in the link below.
Okay.
So in the show notes.
Sounds great.
So you can get that. But then also, I know this sounds strange, but you're going to want to book your dinner reservations probably about 2 to 3 months out. You never do that on vacation. I mean, that just sounds so strange. But at Disney, You need to do that because some of these restaurants that everybody wants to go to, they will book up and you will not be able to go. You can't just walk right into the restaurant necessarily and get a table.
And that's why doing that research ahead of time on the food
Yeah.
is really important, because then you know whether or not it's a place that you want to waste one of those
Yeah.
dining credits, or you can look at a menu and decide, is this something that your whole family will enjoy or just a couple of you? And if you're paying out of pocket, you want to make sure that you plan ahead for how much your meal is going to cost.
Right. So yeah, you can go to disney.go.com, and again, I'll put that link in the show notes there to book your dinner reservations. But also, you can book your fast passes ahead of time, and so you'll want to go on there and make sure you get those attractions that you really want to get onto ahead of time. Make sure you book those on disney.go.com, and then also decide the priorities of the attractions you want to go to, especially if you're going with your family. This will be the first trip ever, I think, that we've gone just the two of us, and I don't feel bad at all not letting the kids go on this one.
No.
Not at all.
No.
But we've typically been the four of us, and so it's good to know, who wants to do what's the priority, so we can go.
Well, and the first time we ever went to Disney World, we didn't have all of the technology that there is now. And at that time, I didn't have any clue about how much time we would spend waiting in line, and the fast passes were paper back then, and
Which
you had
they
to
are
go
at
and
Disneyland
get them.
Paris, by the way.
And so you couldn't book them ahead of time. It was very different. And so I think we had a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old at the time, and making sure that we had a plan so that we could get to the things we needed to in order was really important, because we don't want to waste time, especially at a place like Disney where you are going to spend time waiting in line. You don't want to waste your time not knowing where you're going or trying to have a family discussion about what's next, or going from one side of the park to the other. You want to make sure you have a plan ahead of time about how you're going to make the most of your time.
Yeah, and also when you pick which attractions you want to go to, if it's a very popular attraction, that just tells you right off the bat you want to get a fast pass for that attraction. All right, listen to Disney music. I love to listen to Disney music during the day when I'm working, and there's lots of different ways to do that. There's Spotify. There's some great playlists on Spotify from Disney movies and Disney parks. I just found the other day Pandora, the land of Avatar, or Avatar Land of whatever, in the Animal Kingdom. There's the whole album on Spotify of that, and so it's great to listen to. And there's Apple Music. There's also Sorcerer's Radio. I've mentioned that before in a previous show. That's really cool. You can just listen to live feeds from the parks, and so it just kind of gets you excited for going. So if you're a person that's not a planner, not organized, and you just like to go and just take it as it comes, that's great. This is one of those things that you can do to get yourself excited about going. That doesn't mean any planning at all. Just turn on some Disney music and listen to it and
just build that anticipation.
Have a good time. Yeah. So those are some things that you can do online to get ready to go. But then there's also some things that you can get ahead of time that you can bring to the parks that will honestly save you time and save you money
and pain
as well, and pain. So what's the first one then?
Well, the first one is that you need to have 2 good pairs of shoes. And I know people say, just get a good pair of shoes. No, don't. I am a teacher and I'm on my feet all the time. And if I wore the same pair of comfortable shoes every single day, they would cease to be comfortable. So it's important. And I actually read this before our first trip. We had books back then, not internet that we were reading, but to talk about how it's actually good for your feet to transition from one kind of shoe to another, or one shoe to another, the way it fits to the arch of your foot and all that stuff. And I'm definitely not a podiatrist, so I don't know that. But just making sure that you have 2 pairs of shoes. Also, if one of those pairs of shoes gets wet, say, you want to make sure you have an alternate pair. But just, you're going to be walking a lot. I mean, we were wearing Fitbits this last time, and I have no idea how many steps we walked. I can't remember. I just remember living in New York City, we walked, 22,000 steps on a weekend, and
10,000 steps.
It was more than that. So you want to make sure you have comfortable shoes.
Yeah, for sure. And I've discovered a great shoe company that claims to be the most comfortable shoes in the world, and so far they really are comfortable. It's Allbirds. So you can find those online. Just really great shoes, just under $100, but totally worth it. Allbirds.com, I believe is what it is. And then the second one is water bottles and snacks. And so when we go to Disney, we bring these. The water at Disney is free. Now I need to look that up at Disneyland Paris, but I'm assuming it is there as well. But
and not just water fountains. You can go to any restaurant, any counter service restaurant, and ask them for a cup of ice water, and they will give it to you for free.
Yeah, and Walt Disney World, you can get a cup and walk around with the cup that they have. But we got these. They're so great. They fold up. You know, if you can get the air out of them, you can fold them up and crinkle them up and put them in your bag and they don't take up any space.
And they're easy to wash out.
You know, there you go. Fills up with water. Super great. These cost probably like $15 to $20 at REI. You probably get them online as well. But really love these. Platypus is the name there, is the brand name. So check those out.
And there are other brands
really cool.
too, but this one we found, of course, with Mark's research, that it was the best one to pick. Yeah. That it was the most durable.
And they were great. They worked.
Yeah, they've been
wonderful.
Really good.
Wonderful. So water bottle, however you can do that, is great. Bring snacks. You've brought snacks before.
Now we actually we have bought the meal plan for a couple of times.
Yeah.
The last time we chose not to do that because they've changed and now they allow alcohol as part of it.
Which just means it goes up in price.
Well, and if that's something that you were partaking in before and you wanted to have that is worth your money. But if you're not, like we're not big drinkers and we don't enjoy it, so it's just better for us to pay cash.
It comes down to the cost effectiveness though.
Yeah.
If it works out and it's more cost effective, we would gladly do it again. But this last time we did not.
No, and it makes it very easy if you have young children, especially if they're going to be snacking.
Yeah, I will say this though: there are times of the year at Walt Disney World where it's free dining. I have a buddy of mine that's going with his whole family in July, and they're getting free dining, which for a big family is awesome. Deal. So take advantage of those deals if you can.
The other thing is, snacks doesn't mean just a banana or popcorn. You could get your coffee in the morning. Yeah. You can get things like that. But I digress. We would bring our breakfasts in the morning to keep in the room. Not only does that save money, but it also saves time. So you just hand somebody a cereal bar out the door, and you're on your way, and you can get there quicker.
Even the value resorts, we stay at the Pop Century, I mentioned that before, have a small refrigerator. Right. Now they don't have
microwave.
They don't have an ice maker in there or a freezer part. But you may know that bringing your own ice and dry ice and regular ice into the parks is no longer allowed. So you just have to deal with that. But they do have a refrigerator in the park.
But we do pack snacks in our bag throughout the day so that we know if you have any dietary restrictions, you don't have to worry about that. And you don't have to worry about going and waiting in line at a counter service place or a snack kiosk to get that. You can just have it in your bag. Yep. And that is allowed.
So the next one, Disney t-shirts. We like our Disney t-shirts. Now I will say both of these came from the parks. I'm a big Vinylmation guy, and I got this at the park a long time ago when Vinylmations were cool. They're not cool anymore, I guess.
Well, I got mine because she's my twin.
And there you go, Edna mode. But we, especially when the girls were really little, we used to go to Walmart or Target ahead of time and get those $10, maybe even cheaper at Walmart t-shirts. And they get to wear a Disney shirt every day. And it doesn't cost you a ton of money.
And if you have small children, if you hide the shirts, it makes them think that they're getting a surprise every day.
There you go.
Because you're packing their bag, they're not packing their bag. And so it feels like, and it just adds one more layer of excitement to the trip.
That's right.
And then you could save those dollars for other souvenirs that you might want.
Yeah. So this one is one that's gonna be something we need to think about and research before going to Disneyland Paris, because we're going in November, and we've lived in Alaska at one point in our life, and so we've had the multi-layers of clothes and the big coats and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's kind of what we're walking into at Disneyland Paris, is we're gonna need to bring appropriate clothing for the weather. Mm-hmm. And I would just say that it makes it harder to pack a bag because you got bulkier clothes and stuff like that. So maybe some under the shirts that go under
base layers.
Because you definitely want to stay warm. You will be miserable if you're walking around and cold. And so check the weather ahead of time. We've also brought ponchos. Because the ponchos in the parks are really expensive. They're cool. They've got Mickey on them and everything. And if you want to spend the money on them, that's great.
And trash bags don't look so cool all the time.
But we went to Target and got them for like $7 a piece. You can get them for like $1 a piece if you want to get the really thin ones.
Yeah, we chose to get some that were going to last.
And we didn't even use them.
And in Florida, if you're going to Florida, it's going to rain.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be some time during your vacation, if you stay for at least a week, that it's probably going to rain.
Yep. So just make sure that you bring appropriate clothing for that. And shoes are part of that as well.
Yeah, and as they say in Alaska, there's no bad weather, just bad clothing.
That's right. That's very, very true. So this next one, I've got girls in my family, 2 girls, and my amazing wife, and my dog is a boy, but he didn't come with us to Disney.
No.
But you can make your own Mickey ears, so you don't have to spend the money at the park. My girls made these. They're really cool, and they had a little tie that they were able to tie them on the back, and just they looked awesome. Now I will say this metal here made it very difficult to do the portrait mode on the camera with the back blurred out and everything. It wanted to blur the ears out too, so we had some challenges with that. But get creative, have fun making these things before you go. It just adds to the excitement of going on a trip. That's what we're talking about, is all of this stuff. It doesn't need to be a burden. It needs to be an added excitement to your trip. And so start doing it. Like we said, we're going 6 months from now. So we're starting to plan now and getting excited about it now. We can do these things little by little. We can buy these things that we need to buy little by little. But the ears are a great way to just kind of have fun.
It was really cool to see people notice that they had put time and effort into it. It's really also neat to see when you go to the parks, to see other people who have expressed their creativity through making their Mickey ears ahead. And I really think that, it's quite a bit less expensive, but the people at the parks appreciate it too.
Okay.
The cast members will notice them, and it's just part of everybody just enjoying that together.
Yeah.
I mean, complete strangers.
Yep. And so another shout out that I want to give is to Magical Mara Designs. She makes custom ears, and the point of her ears is that they don't hurt your head, because they can tend to kind of poke you right back here. And when you're wearing them all day long, that can make you not want to wear them and take them off, put them in your bag. And you want to wear them all day long. You're at the Disney park. So Magical Mara Designs, I'll put a link down below, but she does a phenomenal job. Just some great custom ears, and you want to check her out as well. One thing I wanted to show too was this little charger here. Make sure that you bring a charger of some sort, because you're going to be using your phone a lot. Now, I would suggest that you don't use your phone unless you have to, but the deal is there's a great app for the parks, and I'll put that link below. But so you're going to want to use that app, especially when Galaxy's Edge opens up. They're going to have a portal for Star Wars plays a big role in that. But with all that use of the app, you're going to want a charger, because you're going to run out of juice pretty quick. And this was like $5, $10 at Target.
Yeah, I think these were from Target, and we each have one. But the other thing is, if you have older children, like teens and 20s, you're going to want to separate, because there's probably things that one group of the family is going to want to do and the other one may not. Or like if I tend to get worn out more easily than they do. So if I wanted to go back, it would be important that you could contact your other part of your party, either via text or calling. And so if you're out of charge, you can't do that.
Right.
And so it's really important to have this. The other thing I would suggest is making sure that you carry a quart size Ziploc bag to put your phone in, because water rides, you can still actually use the touch screen through the bag, but your phone will stay dry. Yeah,
and also we're going international for Disneyland Paris, and so you just need to go to your phone provider, AT&T or Verizon or whatever it happens to be, and get an international plan for just. I know Verizon does it where you can just turn it on for a week, and so you can actually utilize your. Yeah,
that's
phone.
The other thing is, if you have a limited amount of data on your phone plan, you need to make sure you know what uses it and what doesn't, so that your teens don't use up all of your data in a single day, and you get surprised when you come back from your vacation
that's never happened.
You have an extra charge. So you just need to make sure that you prepare that ahead of time also.
So the last thing here is just a simple thing, but it is a first aid kit. And we're not talking like the big red ones that you have in the stores and stuff or whatever.
No.
No. But just a small one. Even with just the two of us going, we'll probably bring some Band-Aids if we get blisters on our feet,
Right.
or some ibuprofen,
Yeah.
and just things that you might need throughout the day. Because the deal is that you want to enjoy your vacation as best you can, and so just come prepared for any of that. Now, the Disney parks have first aid stations that they'll help you out as much as possible, but it's so much better if you don't have to go find that and deal with it. You just got your own stuff right there,
Right.
and you can go with it. Well, look, we're here to encourage you. We want to help you on your vacations, help you just to be you daily, and encourage you. And so I just kind of want to share with you something really quick that happened to me last week, and hopefully it will be encouragement to you. You know, I put these videos out to help you find some positivity in your life. That's what we're all about. And last week I was able to be a guest host on a Disney podcast, one of my favorite podcasts. And then on top of that, I got a write-up in a Disney travel blog. And all this stuff is just kind of surprise, but it's because we're spreading the love. And so I just want to encourage you to do the same thing. Spread the love in everything that you do. And so we're excited. We love doing this, and we want you to be a part of it. So make sure that you comment down below and tell us what it is that you love about the Disney parks, or what it is, how you get prepared for a park, how you get excited ahead of time, what your kind of routine is. Because I'd love to know that as well, so that we can maybe do something different before we go next time and learn from you as well. And so if you love this video, make sure that you subscribe down below. We're glad to have you with us, and give us a big thumbs up if you like it. And like I said, hit that bell to be notified of these weekly videos. Well, we hope you have a great week. This is Mark Eddington and
Lisa Eddington.
with Things I Love. Just a little bit about me to help you be more you. All right, I got to work on this mustache a little bit before we go to Paris.
Oh, it's looking good.
Ha, ha, ha.
Les poissons, les poissons. Hee hee hee. Ho ho ho.